Hello, this is William McKissock with Schooley Mitchell, your expense reduction consultant. And a word of caution to remember, this is not my day job. This is something myself and my franchise, Schooley Mitchell, does to help businesses grow and get some communication done through social media. And this morning I have with me David Hart, the CEO of M3Linked. Welcome, David.
Good morning, William. Thank you for having me on today.
Absolute pleasure to have you. And let me just tell the viewers and the listeners a little bit about you, then you can give me some answers to these questions I have for you. David Hart is the CEO of M3Linked Florida. It is a franchise model, and David has the rights to the franchise within the state. It's a fantastic networking organization, and it's designed to have businesses to meet, greet, and grow and flourish within the networking communities. So, David, let's get right into it. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you ended up being the CEO and franchisee owner of Florida M3Linked.
Thank you, William. I went to school for accounting, passed the CPA exam, and a couple of years into it, I realized that accounting wasn't for me. So then I gravitated towards health insurance, where I worked for a number of different companies in various roles. But, over time, I realized I gravitated towards more of the startup environment, but realized that corporate America wasn't for me. And, it was just getting to be more of a do more with less, do more with less, do more with less, and looked for a different opportunity. I dabbled in real estate. I had purchased some small businesses, but I never really found that secret sauce that would provide the stability and growth that I needed. So in 2018, I purchased a plumbing franchise, and I had no experience in the trades, no experience of working like that or anything like that, and operated the business for about a year and a half, and it was a total failure. I mean, we lost on our best months, we lost $10,000. On our worst months, we lost $20,000. And it was month after month after month, constant HR issues of people quitting, not being reliable, and things like that. And, I saw a crack of an opportunity to sell the business, and I sold it for a massive loss. I was just happy to walk away and look for something else that was different. And then I was introduced to the M3Linked concept and attended a meeting in Phoenix. And within the first 20 minutes, I knew this was for me. I was surrounded by people that were entrepreneurial business owners, extremely positive environment, and only positive people. And, during that first meeting, I got introduced to two individuals that had business opportunities that they're inquiring if I was interested in, that I would have never gotten if I had not attended that meeting. So, looking at this, I said, wow, this is really a game changer compared to many of the other networking events I had gone to. And I said, instead of just buying Tampa, let me lock down the rights for the state of Florida, because this is different and this is going to help people. And I want to be part of this organization if we're going to be helping people.
That's a fantastic story, David. I can empathize with it myself, because I've had three businesses here in Florida with limited success before I became a Schooley Mitchell franchisee. So I completely understand. Sometimes going to business university means getting out there and failing or not being as successful as you'd like to be. And I've done that experience myself, almost a very similar journey to you. So tell me about M3Linked and what makes it different from the other chapters and networking organizations that are out there?
One of the things there are a couple of key things that are different. One is it's an invite-only organization. And with that, we have the ability to focus on only having business owners or entrepreneurs or senior executives participating in our communities. And it is a community, which makes it a little bit different as well. So, there's nobody that's going to be attending any of our events that is just there to blast you with business cards or hound you for a sales meeting. It's people that have a positive outlook on things, and they're there to generally help each other grow, develop, and launch their business at various stages. There are other organizations that may be similar, but they're typically outside the reach for business owners that let's say, have revenues under $1 million a year. We provide an environment where we can introduce you to the various people that can help you grow your business. And everyone does it out of a spirit of giving, because we all know the more that I give or refer to others, the more I'm going to receive in return. And it's just amazing to see some of the opportunities that grow out of these interactions that people have.
Yeah, it makes me think of the Zig Ziglar saying, if you help enough people, that will help you get what you want. So, yeah, and I'm a member of M3Linked, just so that everybody knows that I'm a member. Been a member for a few months now, and things are going well, and I'm really enjoying being part of it. So in relation to the types of business owners, I know it's a little bit different. Well, the types of businesses you have is a little bit different from most networking organizations. Can you talk about that part, David?
Unlike other organizations that may be seat specific, we're kind of open, because when you think about it, when you want to develop a relationship with a CPA or an attorney or someone or another professional similar to that, limiting the group to just one, that person may not be the right personality fit for you, or may not specialize in the area that you're looking for expertise in. And, it creates a great environment where everyone works together. Having different viewpoints is helpful. And the other thing that we do is we have mastermind groups. And in our mastermind groups, we pair individuals up with 10 other businesses with different backgrounds, so that each business, they meet one day a month, and they get independent views on how they can help improve and strategize on their business, so that it's kind of like hiring a consulting firm to help you grow your business, but not with a consulting firm fees or expectations of always being sold on things. Mm-hmm. People are just giving you genuine advice based on their own life experiences, and, they're there to help each other. And what we find is that, the relationships and the bond within the community strengthens and grows way beyond anyone's expectations, so that people become massively more successful being part of this and growing a community to build their business.
You kind of touched on my next question is what does success look like? So having touched on it already, you mentioned the masterminds. Can you tell anybody watching this video that what success looks like and the different levels of membership?
So different levels of success are, we had one individual that due to COVID found themselves unemployed, but they had a lifelong dream of starting their own business. And we brought them in, and they enrolled in the mastermind group. And from the mastermind group was able to help this individual develop a solid business plan, obtain financing so that they could lease space for their retail operation. And now, he's got folks that are helping him develop his social media presence, his branding, and all the other aspects. And this would have never happened if the individual never joined M3Linked. There are different levels of membership. There's a base where you just participate in the forums. Then there's the second level where they're in the mastermind groups. And then there's a third level, which allows individuals to attend any meeting throughout the country anytime, and also be part of the mastermind groups. And that's kind of the beauty of where we're going as an organization, is that as chapters open throughout the top 25 metro areas in the country, the connections and spheres of influence that people can have just keeps multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. Because, if your business isn't isolated to one geographic area, they have the ability to go visit as a guest and, share their experiences. And from those experiences, everyone seems to know somebody how they can all connect and have a meaningful follow-up and things like that. I was in an organization that had attendance requirements and seat requirements and, forced continuing education. And when you force people to do things, it doesn't, they don't have the same intensity as they do with M3Link, where there are no one-on-one requirements, but everyone's having one-on-ones. And as we launched post-COVID in virtual setting, I'm always amazed at the stories that I get from members, because, they're either starting joint ventures. We had one person whose daughter created a product to help. It was a soap that changed colors after 30 seconds. And within the community, she was able to find help on getting the product patented, marketing it, and we linked her up with national distributors for retail and commercial sales throughout the country. And, would that have happened on our own? Possibly, but it would have probably been a 2 to 3 year startup thing versus condensing that to 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I know that person, and that person is due at some point to come on this show and talk about that fantastic invention. So, yeah, that clearly is a success. And I'm a member of the group, and I know it's a little bit different from other groups. And like you say, you're not forced to do anything. It's much more of a relaxed feel. And right now we have the virtual setting, which is wonderful. So it accommodates everybody. Anybody watching this video, please look at David's details underneath him. You can contact David anytime via his website or his email address and phone number you can see there. Really nice guy. He's a nice guy to talk to, good guy to know, but it's a really good organization to be part of. As I say, I'm part of it myself. So as a final thought, David, tell me a little bit about your growth plans as you are the franchisee owner for the state of Florida. What's that going to look like for you moving forward?
We've gotten through the initial hiccups of getting a virtual platform up and running in a post-COVID environment. And, in 2021, we're going to be opening up in Orlando, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and potentially Jacksonville. And in each of those cities, along with Tampa, we're going to strive for 2 to 3 meetings, which all have a variety of morning or afternoon sessions on different days of the week, so that there's a number of options for people to attend meetings. I've come to the conclusion that, the only way to grow is grow, because if you think you're totally ready to grow, you're not growing fast enough then. Just do it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, David, for coming on. Great organization. Anybody watching, again, David's details are underneath his portion of the video. Please reach out. If you're looking for a networking that's a little bit different, if you listen to what David had said, you can see there's certain successes, and it is a positive networking organization to be with. And very finally there, as David had said, he's going to be opening up to having like morning and afternoon meetings. So it's not going to pigeonhole where you have to get up at 5:30 every morning to make your meeting. You can come in the afternoons and switch it around at your pleasure. So, David, thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate having you.
Thank you, William.
And now I'll hand it over to Dave for the weather.